What do you mean there's a statue of a mule in the middle of Syracuse? Why is this here at all? I don't understand. That's something you might ask as you're driving past these guys, this statue here on Erie Boulevard. This used to be the old Erie Canal running through here, and this building, the 1850 Weighlock Building, on the National Register of Historic Places. We're gonna find out why this is here, what it did, what's going on. We're here just to see this. Bells are going off. That is because it is whatever time it is, 1 o'clock. And it is Christmas themed because we're like January 5th right now, and that's when we're recording this. That explains all the snow. And are you excited to get out of the snow? So while we're going into this interesting building in Syracuse, there are other buildings that are interesting, and some of them have tours and some do not. That's right here, almost 100-year-old building, the tallest building in Syracuse, the State Tower building. Really pretty, right? Art Deco. The fun thing about this museum is not only is it the history of Syracuse, and the history of the Erie Canal, it's also the history of New York State in here, because the Erie Canal is like crazy New York State history, but it's also the history of the country, like the United States settling the West. A lot of people came through Syracuse to go west, and they came through here. So if you have ancestors that are out west, there's a good chance that they saw this building on the way out. So short form of this video, if you don't want to watch the rest of it for some reason, the Erie Canal was a business, and boats would come through the Erie Canal and they would weigh them here in this building, and we're going to find out how they weighed it and would charge the boats as they went through, because it was a toll, it wasn't free. So let's go in and learn. That's fun, right? I love this mural, by the way. I just came through here, and they've made a few changes, he said. So it's always interesting. But there's all kinds of things in here. Look at this. This is from the Lower Mohawk Aqueduct. Obviously, we're not going to be able to show the whole place. It is worthwhile stopping here. But we'll give you kind of a brief overview of what is here and what to expect. And of course, everything you need to know is down in our description box below this video. And if you enjoy this video, give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. Oh, so we've seen one of these stump pullers at Camillus. They actually have one. Yeah, so they would clear out stumps by attaching a chain to this big device, and they turn it and pull the stump out. Oh yeah, there's one right there.
Look at it, it's got a little stump that it's pulling.
Yeah, look at that.
Cute.
At the time it was built, the Erie Canal was considered an amazing engineering feat. At 363 miles, it was longer than any other canal in the world. 83 locks. So they have these little telephones you can pick up and listen to.
It's a description of the canal from 1816.
Oh wow.
Mile 1 at Rome may be considered as excellent for a canal. It requires the excavation of 2,700 cubic yards at 12.5 cents, equaling $3,375.
Been out there too. Rome is where they started digging the Erie Canal.
Paved the way for New York City and its harbor to become the preferred point of destination.
So many different boats.
By 1917, due to competition from the railroads, navigation on the old Erie Canal had stopped and the canal was closed. The Erie Canal still exists in several forms, including the Barge Canal.
And this is a model of the Weighlock Building. It kind of shows how it worked with a platform underneath. And they would drain the water. Must have smelled differently in the city with that body of water going through. So this is like a period piece from that day. Bank of the Manhattan Company, so like Chase Manhattan.
That desk is fantastic.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, even that chair, look at that. It's beautiful. They have a gargoyle here.
Yeah, so pretty.
Look at that.
Can we bring these back? Can we put these on our houses?
Yeah, really, they should be common.
Right?
It's from the building that houses Colella Galleries at 123 East Willow Street.
It's beautiful.
In this case, is a tugboat spotlight. It's brass and glass. How beautiful that is. And another model of this building. This model was made in 1965. There's some notable Syracuseans here. Philosopher, businessman. There's a former slave who came to Syracuse in 1841. He's pastor of the People's African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. And over here, some notable women. Robino. A good collection of her ceramics are in the Everson Museum. And then Elizabeth Cotton. In 1983, she was named Syracuse's first living treasure. And this is her style of guitar. Yeah, so she had played it upside down, basically. And it's so amazing.
I can't play guitar anyway.
Of course, here we have Syracuse china and salt potatoes. There's also candles, beer, and serrated knife. All came from Syracuse. Serrated knife. It says in 1919, Syracusean Joseph Burns had a flash of inspiration while using a glass cutting tool with a scalloped edge. Wouldn't this be great for cutting bread? He patented the idea and formed a knife manufacturing company. The serrated knife was born.
No kidding.
Who knew?
That's awesome. So that is the biggest salt shaker I've ever seen.
Yeah, look at that.
There's a lot of salt.
Coming through here, it's always like this wall and ceiling. They're like so beautiful. Some tin, right? And you can really see it in this corner here.
Yeah. This whole room. That these people always scare me at first
Yeah.
because I always think they're real.
Just such a beautiful room, even. The old wood stove over there. This huge desk. Look at that.
Yeah.
There's a massive desk. This is the other side of the bank display over there.
Yeah, look at this hallway.
Yeah,
Everything's so pretty.
right? Then out here, I think everyone's favorite thing, which you can see from the street, is in the actual part that they would weigh the boats coming through here. At the front, they said they changed this a little. They took out a lot of the other things. This is really popular with kids, so they made this boat more kid-friendly, which I think is a great thing, honestly, because it used to just show what life was like, kind of, on a packet boat. This is a packet boat, right? But let's see what it has inside now. How is it? Is it less scary? Because I was always terrified. Yeah,
They added all this lighting.
yeah, because it was very, it was pretty much just lit by these little lanterns, and it was very, very scary. Oh yeah, they like opened this up, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow.
That's huge. You can do your little play pretend.
Yeah, that's cool. This is nice.
Yeah, that's so cute.
I think to bring the past alive, you need to have some stuff to inspire children to actually explore and learn about things. Oh, that's nice. Oh, what color?
Yes.
So you can read here and then look out from where we started. Right across Erie there.
The
Yeah,
bunks always kill me because imagine being on this boat and that's where you're sleeping.
Yeah. If you paid to sleep in one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. that. A curtain here. And it says a curtain divided the forward cabin into 2 sleeping areas, one for men and one for women and children. Even married couples and families were separated. Okay, we're out the other side. It says do not climb on the roof, so we're not going to. And these iron staples basically holding the stone together. Pretty awesome. Always impressed. Do you think they were this color? Like, do you think they painted them? Like, because I know our house was built in the 50s, and the exterior of our house used to be like mint green.
Yeah.
And that color. Crazy.
Yeah, maybe
I think we're just boring nowadays. Yeah, so these are the gates that they would close, and then they would drain the water. Which is just like crazy to me. Isn't that crazy? How'd that work? It took 8 years to complete the Erie Canal. And for 8 days and nights, they commemorated by celebrating with parades, festivities, feasts, fireworks, music, toasts, and speeches as Governor DeWitt Clinton and his entourage traveled the canal from Buffalo to Albany. And that lasted 8 days and nights. Yeah, look at that.
Fireworks and also cannon.
Yeah, and they celebrated a symbolic wetting of the waters when he poured a keg of water from Lake Erie into the Atlantic Ocean. Over here they actually have some of the china. This picture was what, from
1824.
1824. Crazy. And then some commemorative medallions celebrating the opening of the canal.
This is what they did. Look at the grand salute to be fired by successive discharges of 24 pieces of cannon, denoting the number of states which are to be planted on the pier.
And here's a computer simulation of running the Weighlock.
Welcome to the Syracuse Weighlock. Freight boats on the canal must pass through the Weighlock to get weighed. I'm looking for an assistant weighmaster.
Oh, that's me.
Okay, so here we are.
Into the Weighlock.
Attractive. Oh, there's wooden furniture parts on that.
Oh. Okay.
$11.
Is on the Erie Canal, connected land split by the canal.
We think stuff is expensive nowadays. $11. That was like a ton of money.
Yeah, that's crazy. Leave it. $87.21 collectible.
Tolls that were collected along the canal gave rise to the establishment of banks in Syracuse.
This one.
That boat looks pretty heavy.
Oh no.
Sometimes a heavy boat will damage the Weighlock.
Oh.
You can choose to let her pass and lose the toll money, or you can wait.
You don't get to go free just because you're heavy.
Oh no.
Well, we should fine them for breaking our Weighlock. $72.
Oh, so butter was a different rate than...
Yeah, and flour. So
Oh, okay.
the apples were pretty cheap.
to ship.
Let's see. You weighed all the boats and collected exactly the right amount in totals.
Good job.
Great job. We
I'm
usually
assistant
weigh 4
weighmaster.
boats an hour. You have the job of assistant weighmaster.
Good job.
Make sure you
Here's a passage ticket. And then also a passenger list on the Monticello from 1828. This passenger ticket was from 1849. And look at that. A journal. Look at the penmanship. That's what I'm really taking away from this. That's awesome. Wow. It would have taken this passenger about 2 days to travel from Albany to Syracuse, gliding along day and night. The boat would have stopped only to enter the locks or to change animal teams that pulled them. Over here they have some other stuff. Pretty interesting. Some more of these little phones. And you can listen to, let's say, Nathaniel Hawthorne's experience. And it says he was thoroughly disappointed.
He hated it.
Yeah. I've listened to this before, and it's very entertaining. A scathing review.
Yeah, the pools of stagnant water.
I've just played a little bit of Oregon Trail yesterday, and this is like kind of reminding me of that. Like with all the things like the scales that break and all these old photos and things, and look at that. After a 6 or 8 hour shift, animal teams were given a rest. This team traveled aboard the boat until they were needed for the next shift. They also have a diary of a work scow, account book. There's a lot of little things to read here and look at. There's so much stuff in this building. And there's just so much information. Man, look at that. It's tough to imagine this went right through Syracuse.
Salt brine.
Oh yeah.
Salt City.
Salt production involved pumping salt brine from underground springs through wooden pipes to salt blocks where it was processed. We've seen one of those wooden pipes out in Camillus. It's really interesting. Yeah, look at that. If you're watching this video and you don't know, Syracuse was #1 salt producer in the world quite a while ago.
What you in for? There's water into the chamber with the boat.
Yes, then the water pushed the boat up, right?
Right. When the boat reached the same level as the water on the other side of the line, it stopped the water from filling the chamber.
And now they opened up
It's definitely the
for
coolest
the boat
elevator
to
in
leave.
Syracuse.
Yeah. Kind of teaches you how a lock works.
They shut the gate behind them, then let water into the chamber with the boat.
Yes, then the water pushed the boat up, right?
So cool. I love these displays up here, this tavern.
This bar is so gorgeous.
Onondaga pottery over here. Syracuse China. There's so much here that was because of the canal. And then, oh, there's a general store. I always forget about some of this stuff, and we see
These
it
are
again.
my favorite parts.
You think this is Sam Drucker's? No. Not from Green Acres? No.
Oh, see, I don't get this reference.
Over here, the post office. There's a little section on stone cutting, and how they did that process. A lot of songs here playing, and then speaking of entertainment, the Guild Theater. Syracuse was a must-play city for vaudevillians and others, including Jenny Lind, Charles Dickens, and Buffalo Bill Cody. Is that something? Blue wedding dress, bodice, and skirt.
Look at how tiny it is.
Yeah. And then also the 19th century hair wreath.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, the Victorian era. Look how beautiful that is.
But also, you.
Yeah, this is, hair was collected from the deceased, formed into a shape, usually a flower, and added to a horseshoe-shaped wreath. The top was not connected and remained open to symbolize the ascent heavenward. So that's human hair, guys. Wow, that's takes some talent. No talent that I have or the stomach for, honestly. Got some plates here in silver. Oh, okay, it's another third floor I'd love to go to. This in Sonnenberg Gardens.
Yeah.
Darn new velvet rope. Give you an idea of where we are. There's the front. So this is a Marcellus music box. Look at this thing. It's like bells. I thought this was a piano at first, but it's a melodeon. And it's manufactured in Syracuse, mid-19th century. It's beautiful.
What's the difference between a melodeon and a nickelodeon?
I don't know, what?
I don't know, I was asking.
Oh, look at the legs on that. It's tough to see because it's in the plexiglass, and also behind plexiglass is this wall,
Yeah, I love
barn section, and so they took this from the Line Company barn wall section of mid to late 19th century. Line barns were owned or rented by line boat companies to house horses and mules. And so this has all these like engravings. I don't know if it's tough to see.
It's old-timey graffiti.
Yeah, like
So cool.
it's tough to get a not reflected view. So I'm not sure how well any of this would come out, but it totally has. I don't know if they wrote on here with a chunk of coal or something. Sure didn't have Sharpies back then, but it's pretty amazing. Because this one's, I think this one's from 1868. Isn't that crazy? What is this? What's this one say? J. Dono?
I don't know, but this one is like Tim McClory drives the express. They just there's Lame Duck
Lame Duck
and someone else.
someone else, and then they were caught.
Yeah, maybe.
Should we take the steps this time? The steps has markings of the elevation of the canal going down there, so it's pretty interesting. And oh, there's a nice view out here. The back of City Hall.
Look, maybe the packet boats really were brightly colored.
Another more practical reason for the colorful boats was competition amongst captains and passengers. So they were like not just white.
Yeah, they were
Pretty cool.
colorful packet boats.
Also, you'd probably be able to recognize your boat if they stopped someplace and you got off. Like,
Yeah.
which one is it?
I
It's
know.
a white one.
Don't get lost.
Yeah, neat. Huh. Who knew?
How does the lock work?
Remember when we came into the lock? They shut the gate behind us, then let water into the chamber with the boat.
Yes, then the water pushed the boat up, right?
Right. When the boat reached the same level as the water on the other side of the lock, it stopped the water from filling the chamber.
And now they opened up the gate for the boat to leave.
So cool. Thank you. We will. Always a fun time. Forgot how cold it was out. It was nice and warm in there. It's pretty crazy how old this building is and just how beautiful and just the history behind it. It's kind of incredible that someone would think of like weighing a boat and then also like knocking a building down that is like this, and that this is like the last one.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's so nice that it's still here just because the canal was so important to this area. It's nice that we have a museum that, you know, commemorates that.
Yeah. So there are plenty of places to see in Syracuse. It's funny that even residents of the city and the surrounding area don't really appreciate it as much as they should. And I think everywhere someone lives, it's just kind of like that.
Yeah,
But
you take it for granted.
Yeah.
You're right next to it.
yeah, so it's cool to get out there and see different things and just see how life was where you live. There's some interesting thing on the corner over there. Let's go check it out. Yeah, what is this? That's new, I think.
So cute. like a perfect little replica.
Oh, it's like a little, it's like a
It's a little
library.
free library.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, how cute.
that's neat. Of course, the really nice thing is it's air conditioned inside in the summer, so you can come here in the summer and see it if you're interested in that. And then they have a garden in here that you can look at. Also, it's really pretty. It's really pretty in the summer. Maybe we'll come back. If you're interested in seeing this building in the summer, give us a shout. We'll walk around downtown maybe sometime. So if you did like this, give it a thumbs up. It helps our channel quite a bit. Share this video if you know someone who would be interested in seeing it. And what did you think? Is this a cool building or what? It's so unique. No, unique. We'll see you in the next road trip. Bye, guys.
Bye.
So I just saw a bike repair station. I just remembered again that this is a part of the Empire State Trail. So you can ride all the way through New York State and pass by this beautiful building and fill up your tires and make sure that everything's all ship shape right by the entrance to the museum over there.